Hey everybody, Aaron Cowan, Sage Dynamics, and this is your annual bourbon episode. Year 11, getting right into it. If you don't know, this is a video I've been doing for 11 years. This is the 11th version. And I'm a bourbon and a whiskey connoisseur, so I like to take a tour through some of the things that have gotten my attention throughout the year. Generally, these are things that are gifted to me by students, but every now and then I see a bottle, and usually it's in the airport liquor stores. Or, I'll hear about it somewhere else or see it in a bar, and I'll go ahead and pick up a bottle and check it out. So I'm going to go through, as I usually do, as I always do, I should say, what got my attention this year, and maybe at least one of those will be something that's terrible. Getting right into it, this is called Black Skimmer. It is a 90 proof, and it is proof that cost alone is not indicative of flavor. This stuff, grabbed it from a liquor store, paid 27 bucks for it. It looks like, it's got a cheaper paper label. It's something you might see as a well whiskey or well bourbon or whatever at a kind of almost like a dive bar. But let me tell you about this. It is like a 13 horsepower Briggs & Stratton pull start on a Napa Auto Parts go-kart. It's summer fun with a hint of danger. It's really, really, really smooth. This is something that is considerably dangerous because obviously the proof is pretty high, and it does not have any reminder. There's no back taste to it that, hey, you're drinking hard liquor. So it would be pretty easy to get deeper into this bottle than you meant to. Next up, we have a 90 proof Barman. The name and the label and just the appearance of it just makes me think that it's destined to be a well whiskey. And it would be, and it could be, and it'd be pretty reasonable to kind of use this for that purpose, although it stands on its own pretty strong. It's smoky with a strong, clean finish, but it's hinted under those other flavors. It's oak forward, but it's not as oak forward as like a 2x4 to the face. So it's got a good reminder to it that you should pace yourself and be careful with how much you imbibe. But I was really impressed with it in the fact that it tastes like it costs more than it does. Again, this is another one that comes in, at least for me, where I found it, came in under 30 bucks. So that's pretty awesome. Angel's Envy, this is one of your bigger corporate brands, something you've probably seen in bars. Maybe you've had some private contractors dressed in skimpy outfits poking around bars trying to sell this stuff. At least when it first came out, that was a big thing. I don't know if they still do that. I guess I just don't go to bars as much anymore, or those kind of bars. But Angel's Envy is something I'd seen, never had it. I had a student gift this to me at a class, and usually with the more corporate brands, I'm not expecting anything flashy. It's like going to a Thai restaurant in a tourist town and asking for Thai hot. It's not going to be Thai hot. It's going to be a safe PG-13 version of what you're looking for to give you just a hint of that excitement without regretting it for the next 3 days. So it wasn't something that really called out to me, but it was gifted to me, and I'm like, you know what? Let me check it out and see what I think. And I gotta say, it's very sweet. It's a very polite taste, I guess. A good way to put it. It's very familiar, like a Basil Hayden or a really cold shot of Blanton's. It's got sugar cookie tones, which again, very dangerous. Make it very dangerous to drink. It's like a smooth lie from a Southern lawyer in a seersucker suit. I guess the theme that unintentionally, because we're going throughout the year, the unintentional theme for this year is almost like dessert drinks, because of the three we've presented, only the Barman has that really, I wouldn't even say strong, but noticeable oaky finish to it. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey that lends itself more as almost a dessert drink. You don't have to mix it, but if you do, I would go kind of a different route with it. This would be something I'd use in a Manhattan or even an old fashioned. I know that might be sacrilege to some people, but it is fun to make old fashions with dessert whiskeys. And again, dessert whiskey, I don't know if that's technically, I'm not snobbish enough to know, but I don't know if dessert whiskey is an actual official category, but it should be, and this would be in it. Now, what's been my go-to? Well, it hasn't changed. Burning Chair, for many years running now, has been my go-to, I wouldn't say every day because I don't drink every day, but using the term loosely, my everyday bourbon whiskey. But I wanted to introduce you guys to something new. As you know, especially if you've been following along for a very long time, maybe back even to the original, the very first bourbon video, I'm a huge fan of Bullet. Yes, it's pronounced Bullet. I know it's not spelled that way, because there's going to be some guy in the comment who's going to smugly proclaim that that's not how it's pronounced, but I've seen an interview with Steve Bullet, and he introduced himself as Steve Bullet, and I think the guy knows how his own name is spelled. I know I've said that in videos before, but I feel like anytime Bullet comes up, I have to give that preface because I need to correct people where I can. This is a Bullet single malt, and I got to tell you guys, I've always been pleasantly surprised with the consistency of Bullet. And again, it's one of those corporate brands. You know, it's just like Angel's Envy. It's everywhere. But that doesn't mean it can't be good, which, as we do find out with some of these safer corporate whiskeys, we do find out these bigger batch productions, or what I should say. It's a single malt whiskey. So I was kind of interested because anytime I hear the term single malt, I start thinking about Scotch. And I'm generally not a Scotch fan. But I really got to say, even though I'm usually hesitant about the whiskeys and bourbons that lean close, they really lean in towards that Scotch on the horizon. This is the Bullet single malt is buttery clean. It doesn't have that medical equipment taste to it or that peaty taste to it that you may fear from some of your whiskeys and bourbons or Scotches that kind of hang out in that category. It's like a hug from a goth girl that smells like vanilla and has impeccable manners. It's just polite. It's a good night and dark speakeasy that tourists haven't found yet. You get a sense of the oak, but it's butterscotch and tobacco. They got married and raised the perfect child. This is a fantastic drink, especially for somebody who might be Scotch curious, but they're overwhelmed. And again, there's some purists out there that are going to come up with reasons why that might not necessarily true. But I'm a whiskey and bourbon pedestrian, guys. I'm not, nor do I try to be a proclaimed expert on anything bourbon, whiskey, or Scotch in that general category of the dark amber liquors. And of course there's a bias there, but this isn't a gun review, so I can be as subjective as I want. It's my opinion. And I think this stuff is fantastic, and it's not something I would mix. I would, take 2 fingers of this, probably neat, honestly, as long as it was in a ambient temperature room that wasn't screaming hot. Although on ice, it'd be pretty good. I don't really get into the whiskey stones. I don't have a special glass or anything like that. I like using ice, like big ice though, not little cubes or crushed ice or anything like that. I like using the big ice because if you give yourself a taller pour, the flavor profile changes as the ice melts and starts to mellow things out. So as you get into it, you're really excited and you've got all the energy. But as your stamina starts to wane, that melting ice can kind of mellow out the tones and leave you with a good finish. All right, we do have a worst one for this year. So I've been seeing this curveball. Almost every liquor store or store that sells liquor will have it. And again, we're kind of on those bigger nationwide corporate brands a little bit with this video. So I did not necessarily know what I was getting into because there's not a really good explanation on the bottle, and I'm pretty sure that's intentional. They call it a barbecue whiskey, an original barbecue whiskey. Now, I was assuming that meant it was something you take to a barbecue because I'd never heard of the category of barbecue whiskey. Now, you guys, maybe there is a category out there. I'm not a subscriber to any blogs or channels or magazines that deal with bourbon aficionados. So I saw the word sweet and I saw the word smoky and I saw that it was 68 proof. Now 68 proof to me is an immediate clue that I'm dealing with some kind of novelty whiskey. That's usually what happens. It's like when you see moonshine for sale in a store, it's probably not moonshine. The easiest test, of course, is to take it home and put it in the freezer, and if it freezes, it's bullshit. But I was like, you know what, 68 proof, it's probably something super mellow, and it's probably, again, like Thai food in a tourist restaurant. It's not going to be Thai hot. So I was like, let me grab a bottle of this and check it out. And first off, you can smell the intent as soon as you open it. They intended for a fun barbecue sauce infused whiskey that would catch on out of novelty and curiosity. But like the clap, catching on means catching it, and you don't want it. It's like a lifetime of missed green lights. Like every green light you've ever missed has just been condensed down into one drink that is backed with the taste of Kroger barbecue sauce. There is a noticeable, in fact, it's the only thing you can notice. It's like being in the room with a screaming child. Can you notice anything else? Can you notice anything but that? The answer is no. It's the scent is like you ate ribs 3 days ago, but you can still smell them because you've got a little speck of barbecue sauce underneath one of your nails. And when the wind hits it not just right, you're getting that stale barbecue sauce scent, and you can't get rid of it. But now you're putting that in your mouth in liquid form and either spitting it out or swallowing it. It's like someone wanted to make gasoline classy. It's proof that even corn can have a villain arc. Someone distilled the sweat of a chain-smoking tax auditor and flavored it with McDonald's barbecue sauce, like the one that the seagulls were fighting over in the McDonald's parking lot. This should not be for human consumption. It's not even a good joke. Like if you just bought this for someone, is kind of like you got a friend that's into whiskey and you're like, oh, I'll get him with this. This will be a funny joke. No, it's just disappointing. You don't joke your friends like that. Don't do this to people. I don't wish ill on anyone, and I hope that they have other product lines that will keep them in business and keep them employed, but I think that this product alone should fail on its merits because it doesn't have any and should just go away. And we'll never be cursed with this kind of barbecue sauce infused whiskey bourbon experiment again. And it's great for you guys because, you know, there's not always a really bad bourbon throughout the year. And thank God a student didn't give this to me because that'd be an awkward conversation if I saw him in another class. I'd be like, are you fucking with me? Like, was that the intent? So yeah, curveball. Don't, I mean, if you want to try it just because you have a morbid curiosity to see just how, you know what, maybe I like barbecue sauce. Maybe he's wrong. Maybe he's just being verbose and over the top about things. Caveat emptor on that one, man. I wouldn't recommend it. And that brings us to the end of our annual bourbon episode. I want to thank you guys for viewing. Thank you for watching these videos for 11 years. And thank you for supporting me for all these years. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Till next time, Aaron Cowan, Sage Dynamics. Train accordingly.